Imagine waking up tomorrow with no job, no school, no emails, no deadlines. Most people think that's exactly how cavemen lived. A brutal world where every waking second was spent hunting, fighting, and trying not to die. But modern anthropology discovered something surprising. Many ancient hunter-gatherers may have worked fewer hours than the average person today. And the rest of their time? That's where the story gets interesting. Movies often portray prehistoric humans as exhausted survivors, running after mammoths, escaping predators, searching endlessly for food. But researchers studying hunter-gatherer societies found that obtaining food often took only a few hours each day. Humans evolved to be efficient. A successful hunt could provide food for days. Gathered fruits, roots, nuts, and plants helped fill the gaps. Life wasn't easy, but it wasn't a non-stop emergency either. So what happened after food was secured? They talked. A lot. Stories weren't just entertainment, they were education, history, warnings, and social connection all rolled into one. Around campfires, knowledge was passed from one generation to the next. People shared hunting techniques, animal behavior, weather patterns, and lessons about survival. But storytelling wasn't the only activity. They created tools, improved weapons, experimented with new techniques. Many groups also produced art. Some of the oldest cave paintings in the world are tens of thousands of years old. These weren't the actions of people spending every second fighting for survival. They also danced, played games, sang songs, and strengthened social bonds. In fact, many anthropologists believe cooperation was one of humanity's greatest advantages. Humans didn't become successful because they were the strongest animals. They became successful because they worked together better than almost any other species. Here's where things become really interesting. Some researchers describe hunter-gatherer lifestyles as containing significant leisure time. Not because life was perfect, and certainly not because it was safe, but because their needs were simpler. There were no office meetings, no overflowing inboxes, no endless notifications, no social media feeds competing for attention. Once basic needs were met, much of life focused on community, relationships, creativity, and experience. Now compare that to modern life. Today, technology helps us complete tasks faster than ever before. We travel farther, communicate instantly, and access information within seconds. Yet many people constantly feel rushed, stressed, and short on time. So what changed? The answer begins with agriculture. When humans started farming, everything transformed. Food surpluses allowed larger populations to grow. Villages expanded into towns, and towns eventually became cities. But farming also introduced schedules, ownership, storage, organization, and more labor. As civilizations developed, daily life became increasingly structured. Jobs became specialized, responsibilities multiplied, and over thousands of years, human societies became more complex. The modern workday has roots in changes that began long after the caveman era ended. This doesn't mean prehistoric life was better. Ancient humans faced dangers we can barely imagine: disease, injury, harsh weather, and uncertainty. But their story reveals something important. For most of human history, life wasn't built around constant productivity. It included conversation, community, creativity, and time to simply exist. Maybe the real lesson isn't what cavemen did all day. Maybe it's what modern humans have forgotten. Because sometimes the greatest progress isn't doing more. It's remembering what truly matters.